Could you first tell me your name and how old you are?
Yeah, I'm Chloe Lynch, I guess, and I'm 23.
First question is, what's something you love?
Ooh, oh my gosh. I really love the beach, which is really funny because I hate sand. But I guess the beach is where I grew up, and so going, I don't know, it just is like a sense of, I guess, security and like home. And so the beach is a lot of fun, just with friends, with family, and like that was always our like go-to like our weekend thing, or like our after school thing. Like we'd like take the little boat out and like go sit on the beach and like do dinner or something like that. But then you always come back home and then there's like little sand pieces everywhere. Don't love that part, but like the beach, like as a concept, I think I really love, and the coastline.
That's so nice, because like I've never lived near the beach, but so imagining just being able to go to the beach whenever you want seems like the nicest thing ever.
Oh, it's so fun, because like it's not like a vacation spot for us, because like if we went on vacation, like why would we go to the beach? Like that's like you just, I don't know, it can get boring if you're not like with the right people or doing the right thing. And so like going somewhere like to Florida for the beach like was never like a vacation spot. Like we'd go do something else or go do activities like in the inland, so the beach was always like accessible, so which I guess it was very nice. So it's very fun.
What's something you don't love?
Spicy food. I don't know, my mouth is just so sensitive, like anything like spicy food, no fun to, I don't know, it's just I'm a wimp, I think is the summary of that one. My mom's from South Africa, and so like a lot of her food has a lot of like spicy flavors and also like things and stuff in it, and it's tasty, it just burns. So I wish I could eat more of it, but I don't.
What makes you laugh?
My students, I think. So I'm a teacher at Creekview, and they're just goofy humans, like the 14 to 18 year olds. I teach high school, and so they're just hilarious, and they're like in that awkward stage of growing up and stuff, and so they're just funny. Like they're funny to be around, and they're good humans.
What is that like, being around kind of like just that high school age range?
Yeah, so it's weird being around that age, because I'm only like a few years older than some of them. Like some of them are 18, and so I'm 5-6 years older than some of them more, close to 8 or 9 years. But it's just, they're funny, like they're good people, but they're like figuring out themselves, and it's cool to be able to be there for like watching them grow and become the adults that they're becoming, and just like hopefully help them become good humans and better people. And so I think that's a really cool thing to see as they start growing up. And so it's a lot of fun.
What makes you nervous?
Maybe talking to adults. Like I'm good at talking to kids, but like if I had to do a presentation in front of other teachers or adults or something like that, that's a little nerve-wracking. So like doing it in front of your age group, like kids, I can run my mouth all day. I like talking, I like running my mouth, but like having to be an expert in front of adults, that's really scary. I have to do presentations at different like school things, like in front of teachers that are 20 years older than me, and that's a little scary, because it's like they probably know more about this thing than I do, and I have to tell them about it. That's a little scary.
What's a song lyric you really like?
Never be so kind that you forget to be clever. Never be so clever you forget to be kind, I think is the lyric. Yeah.
What song is that?
It's Marjorie by Taylor Swift. For my whole personality. I don't know, I really like that one. The song is about her grandma that passed away. My grandma passed away in February, and so we were really, really close. And so the song, I don't know, it's just, like, I didn't think much about the song really before February, and then I started listening to it on repeat, and I don't know, it's just such a cute little message and I have that quote like above my desk at school, and so it's just kind of a good reminder, like, that, I don't know, you, like, no matter what, you can still be kind, but also, like, don't let people take that away from you or take advantage of you, even if you are kind. So I think that's a cool message.
Beautiful. What's one thing that can instantly make your day better?
Animals, I think. Just in general. I worked in a zoo for 6 years, and so like dogs, cats, I don't know, possums, snakes, literally anything. Like they're like, if I get to interact, like if somebody walks by with a dog and they let me pet it, that's amazing. That's a great day. So, or if I, like, I don't know, see a bird that's like sitting on a little wire, like, oh, that's cute. Like there's a little bird. Like that makes my day better.
What's your favorite animal?
Oh gosh, Okay, I have different categories of favorite animal. Okay,
Okay.
so just in general, a panda. I think they're cute and they're super special. And like all pandas that are in the U.S. are owned by China, and like that's like a really weird fact. But like you can't have a panda unless like somebody approves it. So like they're really rare to see in the U.S. and like very few zoos have them, and so they're just cute and they're funny. To teach with an alligator. So I go dogs and all, but I do love a little alligator, and they're just cool. They're prehistoric. They're basically dinosaurs that live today. And so working with like holding an alligator and like being able to show like these are their teeth, they're shaped like ice cream cones, and make people, I don't know, less scared of them, but also still respect them and understand like them is really cool. And then probably to work with is a possum. I love a little possum. So I helped raise 3 groups of baby possums at the zoo that I worked at, and so they're just funny and they're really sweet, but they have a really short lifespan of 2 to 3 years, and so I don't get them for very long, but I got to raise a bunch of them, and they're very, very cute, and they're so like, they're not the smartest animals, but they learn really well. Like they're very food motivated animals, and they're cool to train. Like they're a lot of fun.
Do you have any animals you don't like, or do you just like all of them?
Ostriches and I do not get along. Okay.
That's a quote.
Ostriches and I don't get along because the very first time I met an ostrich in person, it was at a church trip that we went on. We did like a drive-through safari, and you like get to feed the animals through the window, and the ostriches came running up to our window, and I was super excited because I love all animals, or so I thought. And this ostrich sticks its head through the window and starts like trying to grab the food, but it like just kept grabbing me.
Ow.
And and I ended up like on the lap of the driver of the van, like trying to get away from this ostrich. And then multiple ostrich stories basically accumulated to me, and ostriches not getting along. Anytime I went to another zoo, like a petting zoo thing, and they had ostriches, and it launched itself across the fence to like whack my arm and then try to eat the little food stuff at another place. And then anytime I go to Zoo Atlanta and they have ostriches, they watch me and they follow me, and I don't know what it is. Ostriches just don't like me.
Yeah, it'd be hard to like word, but why do you like animals so much?
Well, I think they give us a really cool perspective, I don't know, into like people and the environment and things, and like if you like, there's so many things that we can do to make a difference in our world, but that like just telling somebody, hey, don't litter is one thing, but if you can show them like, hey, this possum got hit by, or his mom got hit by a car because she was going on the road to find some like trash, and she got hit by a car. So now this possum has to live in the zoo because like somebody littered. And so like they give you a really cool way to say, like, get a message across and make a difference, but without like, I don't know, like I guess with more of an impact than it would just be with words. And so like they are a really cool way to translate something to people, and then they don't have the, I don't know, the hate or the like need to like put other people down that humans do. Like they just like if you work with them, like they appreciate you and you can appreciate them kind of in the same way. I think that's really cool too.
How do you take your coffee?
If it doesn't taste like coffee but it still has caffeine in it, that's where I want it. So I love a vanilla latte, or like, vanilla latte, oat milk, sugar, but extra sugar. So that, or like if they have some fun flavor, like besides like vanilla, caramel, whatever, like I'll always try a fun flavor though. I love trying fun coffees.
What's like the best unique flavor you've tried?
Ooh, I had this lavender mocha coffee in Scotland, and that was incredible. It was so good. It was I just kind of asked, I was like, what kind of fun Scottish flavor can you do? And they're like, here. They were like, you can put this in there. So I don't think that was their normal coffee flavor, and they kind of looked at me weird, but it was very good.
That does sound really good. What's something you think is underappreciated?
Maybe the word thank you. Like, so like if it's just something small, someone opens the door for you, like thank you, making that conversation. Because you can remember a few times when like you open a door for someone and they just like walk by, or like things like that. Like just, I don't know, it just can open up a conversation. It can open up a friendship. It can open up, I don't know. I think thank you is underappreciated. Like I think it's taken for granted sometimes. Like you can always say, like, or it's just said, oh thanks, like, and move on. But like a genuine thank you, I think, is a really cool thing.
What's something you couldn't live without?
people and friends. Like I'm an extrovert, and so I get my energy from being around other people and like doing things with other people. It's just like quality time. And so I think I would go insane like 24 hours without seeing somebody. Like, maybe 36, but like I think there's value in being alone, but I need to work on using that time for myself rather than, I don't know, like it's easy to like get on Instagram and like just scroll through or TikTok or whatever. And so there's value in being alone, but I'm not very good at finding that value yet. And so I think that's part of becoming an adult and growing and things is figuring out how to do that, but I'm not very good at that.
What's one of your favorite memories?
I got to go to South Africa this summer. My family's from there, and so I went by myself, which was really scary. But I walked into the airport. I got to meet my aunt I've met them. I was over there in kindergarten, so it's been like, I don't know, 16, 17 years, something like that. And so a good chunk of years. So it was really me meeting them as an adult for the first time, not as a 6-year-old. And so got to meet my aunt. She took me back to my cousin's house, and I don't know, it was a really cool, like I don't have much family here in America. And so when I went over there, it was me bouncing around from house to house to house to house, like meeting cousins and second cousins and aunts and things like that. And so like we had big braais, which are like barbecues, and so there were probably 20 people at a house at one time being able to like just talk, and we were all related. And I was like, I've never been in this room with this many people that are related to me in my life. And so that was a really cool, like, just meeting people, like people spoke different languages and things, and it was just like cool just to sit back and listen and like watch and these people interact, and like I'm related to all of them. It was cool.
So I've never been to South Africa. Could you sum up like what's it like over there? I know that's hard to do.
No, you're
just,
good.
A little description.
So I went in a very interesting like political and social time over there. There's a lot of change happening at the moment, and so it's I mean, I don't fully understand everything that's going on over there right now, and like a lot of like tension and things between government and people, and like a lot of places are struggling, but a lot of places are like not struggling. It just kind of depends. And so they're really conscious about like safety and things. Like everybody has fences around their houses to like protect themselves, and like electric wires and stuff. And that was like a little bit of a culture shock going over there, because here we've got like our little white picket fences. They're not really there for protection. They're really there to like keep an animal in the yard. And so it's a little bit different over there, but it's gorgeous. Like I think it was recently voted like the #1 most beautiful city, Cape Town was. And so like they're surrounded by mountains and like tons of different cultures. So they've got over 12 national languages. I can't remember the exact number that make up South Africa as a whole. And so it's a lot of really cool different cultures that are blended together.
Cool.
So it's really is a pretty city, and a lot of really cool people that are in that city. And so I don't know, it's a lot of fun. There's lots of things to do, wildlife, exploring, I don't know, all the things. So it's really pretty. It's gorgeous.
What's something you think people wouldn't expect about you?
I'm really extroverted and really like I enjoy people and I get really excited, and so sometimes a lot of people like can see that. I don't know, some people talk to me sometimes like I don't know something about a subject because I'm like, oh my gosh, Elizabeth from this, and like I get excited about stuff. And so sometimes people can see that as you're not an expert and you don't know as much about something. And so sometimes that like I could seem flighty, but like learning is really important to me. So I guess that's a little unexpected. Maybe. I don't know.
I don't know why it has to be like more serious, maybe quieter people would seem like they know more or something.
Yeah.
That has no like correlation. So what would you tell your younger self?
I guess things happen for a reason. So I guess, I don't know, my high school self, like I'm an ag teacher right now, and part of being an ag teacher is being an FFA and being involved in like it's a intracurricular organization. So it is embedded in the curriculum, but a lot of things that you do are after school, and a lot of people see it like a club, even though it's not exactly a club. But I was heavily involved in FFA, and like my whole high school experience was very like ag FFA things. And so sometimes like you wouldn't win something or you didn't get a position, and like that just felt like my world was crumbling at the time. And so like things happen for a reason, and like if I ended up in one place, I might not have ended up where I am. And so like disappointment and stuff happens, and it happens for a reason, I think. And so I think that's really important to learn.
What's one thing you like about yourself?
I think it's important to extend grace, and I think I typically do extend grace to people. Like, if you can't meet somewhere, like, no big deal. Like, I think, like, I'm pretty good with the flow, and so I think that I appreciate that a lot. Sometimes it can be seen as like being a pushover, but I just think it's extending kindness. So
Yeah.
I think that's important.
What's one thing you want to try in the future?
Oh gosh, so many things. My bucket list is nowhere near complete. I think just traveling more. Like, I've traveled to a few places, but I think that I really want to make it to parts of Europe and Asia that I haven't made it, and then South America too. Like, I think just in general, like, more travel experience and more experience of different cultures and stuff, I think is something I really want to do.
What's like your number one country?
Until this summer, I would have said South Africa. So check
that
that box. I think I want to go see Japan really bad.
That's where
I
I wanna
really
go,
want to go
yeah.
see Japan. I think that one of my friends just spent time over there in Japan for, gosh, a semester, a year or something. So he had an amazing time, and just like the culture is really beautiful over there too. And so I would love to see Japan. And then I would love to see like Ireland, and I would fit right in Ireland with the red hair. So being around that many redheads just sounds really cool.
Yeah.
Just in my head, everybody is a redhead. I know that's not true, but that would be fun.
Yeah.
And then I've never been to Canada either, so those are 3 places I'd really like to see.
What would you ask your future self?
It kind of depends on where my future self would be at, because I'm kind of in a place where it's like, do I continue in education for a longer time, or I really, really enjoyed working in a zoo and like with wildlife and doing environmental education. And so figuring out that path, and like if future me went one way or the other, would they change their mind? So try to figure that out, like which way. And so I would love to have a conversation about, what do you think? So
Yeah. Which way should I go?
yes.